How you doing? Okay. Since 2001, when the Climate Protection Campaign was founded, Sonoma County has achieved 10 national climate protection precedents. Our focus has always been on mitigation rather than adaptation, prevention versus treatment. And why? To slow and eventually halt the climate crisis. This slide shows the impact of atmosphere on the temperature of the various planets. So Mars, very cold, Venus, very hot, Earth, just right. And it suggests the extreme peril that we put ourselves under when we add greenhouse gas emissions to our atmosphere. Currently, the concentration of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere is about 390 parts per million. And to preserve life on this planet as we know it, the concentration needs to be 350 parts per million. Sonoma County has responded to this call. We're national and even international leaders. We hear this from Valerie Brown last year when she came back from Copenhagen. We hear it from people going back to Washington, D.C. We hear it that Sonoma County is looked to be able to set the pace in showing how we can achieve great precedents in climate mitigation and adaptation. Why do we do this? We do this, and this was part of our original DNA when we started the climate protection campaign, is not so we can preserve Sonoma County. It's because we're global citizens, because we have a global view. And so when we look at those maps that Lori showed us, we can see that, well, maybe it's not going to be so bad in Sonoma County. But when I think of Bangladesh, when I think of Africa, when I think of what's happening with rising sea levels, I go, in a world of 7 billion people, who cares what happens in a community of 500,000 people? We're global citizens. And I think that's why I am so happy to be here in Sonoma County, because that's what I experience being with you all, is this leadership and this view of the world and how our role in it has to be as a leader so that we can inspire other communities to follow suit and so that we can be mindful of the other people with whom we share the planet and the other species with whom we share the planet. So, my part of the program is to remind us of what's happening in mitigation, which is not the focus of today's conference. Both mitigation and adaptation, as we said, are essential. They have to come hand in hand. And in fact, there's a lot of crossover between the two. So in the mitigation, we break it down by sectors. And I'm just highlighting much of the amazing work that's going on in Sonoma County. So in energy and water efficiency, we have the Energy Upgrade California program. There's a table outside. This is a very exciting program to look at how we can upgrade our buildings and make them more energy and water efficient. Also, the Skype program, and there's a table out there where we all know a lot about the Sonoma County Energy Independence Program, because it really has, it's kind of like it's escaped Sonoma County, and Rod Dole has been going out and talking to lots of groups about how do you get this program of financing so that you can actually have the wherewithal that you need to retrofit your buildings, upgrade them for water and energy efficiency. And even downstairs in our building at the Hunter Global Legacy Center, a group of business people are working to create Pace in a Box so that they can have kind of a plug-and-play program nationwide. It's very, very exciting to see when the business community has grabbed hold of this concept, and they're also going around the nation to offer to local communities a way that they can get PACE programs up in their communities. That's the kind of thing that we want to be doing here in Sonoma County over and over again. In our renewable sector, we have a RESCO program that is looking at how we can make the switch from fossil fuel to renewables in our electricity sector. And we are also looking at a CCA. Efren's going to talk more about this. We're naming it Sonoma Clean Power on an interim basis since community choice aggregation is such a mouthful. In transportation, there's a very exciting project that we're working on with the Sonoma County Transportation Authority that covers Sonoma, Marin, and Contra Costa County, funded by the Metropolitan Transportation Commission, which is going to enable us using smartphones to match and incentivize riders and drivers so that we can get, you know, hopefully 1 to 5 to maybe even 10% of the cars off the road because we're sharing rides. And then there's a lot of really good solid waste solutions that are happening under the auspices of the county right now with Supervisor Zane's leadership to guide us towards some really positive solid waste solutions. So this is just a smattering of some of the initiatives that we have going on right now in mitigation, and I welcome any of you to talk to me during the break about these. So Caitlin kind of covered this slide. Thank you, Caitlin, for doing that. And that concludes my presentation for this morning. Thank you.